Hello, welcome to Weaste Allotments. It's the 26th of November 2014. Time about 9:05 now. Been on here just over an hour. Couple of stories to tell you, but very interesting story really, and a bit of a gruesome story as well, which we start off with. We'll leave rolling rap for in a bit, but yeah, let's talk about what we're really on here for. This video, like I say, I've done a few videos over it last week, and I realised that this week and this particular day is poignant to the old allotments, because 3 years ago to the day I actually signed the documents to take over the ownership of this plot. Now I only signed for half a plot. 2 years further on I managed to acquire the front part of the plot, so I've had the front part for just over a year and I've had the back part for 3 years. The reason how I got the front part, a friend of mine, Jim, moved over onto a full plot over the other side of the allotments. That's how I managed to get this full plot. So there's the story of how I got the full plot in the end. Over the 3 years, there's been so many changes on this particular. We're on the back part of the plot now. There's been so many changes. I've been swapped it around this way, that, and the other. The front part, I already had a plan. I was going to do the front part, so that was straightforward, and that won't change now. And neither will this part of the plot change, because I've got it how I want it. It works for me anyhow. That's the main thing. As long as and it's easy to maintain as well. And just yeah, chest is still bad. Been bad for about 2 weeks now. Absolute killer. And yeah. Anyhow, so it's made so many changes. But there is a little video there, a 5-minute video. One of the very first videos I made, and it shows you the actual back part of this allotment. It's absolutely flat cleared of all weeds, and this defined paths made of stone going right the way down the centre of each plot, and they're divided. So it gives you an idea of how big these plots are. They're like 100 foot by I think about 40 foot wide. So that gives you some idea just how big they are. Now I only had half a plot to start off with, so you can hear a bit of effing and jeffing in that video. So my dad, this is what we got here, pops. Yeah, anyhow, what I did when I got the plot, I found out you could get the horse manure as much as you wanted, so I put 4 inches of horse manure on my plot and then covered it over with blue sheets. Now we're talking November here, when I got the plot, November the 26th. Actually, I come down to see it. I come down on the 19th and I signed on the 26th. So I said to him, so look, so we're going to have to put some horse manure down here, get it all on, and we'll cover it up, and then we'll come back and after Christmas, January, and dig it over and set it out how we want it. So that's what I did. We covered it over, and my brother, there's a few of them come down, and it only took about 20 minutes to actually cook about 10 wheelbarrows working at once. So I got all my mates to come down, and we basically turned it over, put the horse manure on it, then we put these big blue sheets on, then we all buggered off, and we come back in about halfway through January. Now when I come back to a sea of green on the back, I thought, oh my god, what's happened here? And every single plot was had grass up to about 4 or 5 inches high, and there was weeds up to about a foot high, and every plot was like that. It was an absolute mess. But out of the blue, well, pun not intended, was there these big blue sheets on the back of this plot, or on the back of this, at the back of the allotments, like, which was obviously mine. So obviously I marched over, pulled the sheets off, I acquired a load of scaffolding planks, and we set about making the plots, and then I put a bit of a compost heap on it, and I got a little shed, and we worked at it like that until we got it out. Then we changed it all. We decided we'd have a greenhouse and what have you, and then we'd have a place where we could sit. So over the 3 years it changed so much you wouldn't even recognise it, so you'd have to watch the videos to see just what we did. So yeah, that was the back part of the plot. And then last year, around about the same time, I acquired the front part of the plot. Now I already had the drawings for that, because what I was going to do, I was going to move on to a full plot, and I was going to basically mirror the back part, and the front part I also had drawings for that as well. So what I did is, as soon as I found out I could get this front part, because a friend of mine moved off this part and moved onto a full plot, so I had the opportunity then, because I was on the waiting list for the full plot, to take over the full plot, and that's what I did. And like I say, it was straightforward. We just stripped all the rubbish off it. I mean, it was like a jungle on there as well. We took all that lot off. We dug it over. We put foundations for a shed on it, raised beds, as it is now. Yeah, this cough's a killer. They put an orchard right down the centre of the plot. So that's the story, and the reason why I'm done this video. But blow me, this morning I come on, let the chickens out, got the chicken feeders out. I lock them up at night. I don't leave the chicken feeders there, because you'll know why in a minute. So yeah, I put them out, like, so it goes back up to the front of the plot. I'm just about pouring a coffee in here. This like a screeching sound, squealing sound. I thought, what the hell? No, I didn't think now of it for about 5 minutes. I heard it again. I thought, oh, what? That's weird. So by this time I've got my trowel in my hand. I've just been doing a bit of tillevating in my greenhouse. So I walks down, and who's there? Sutter, right? Just outside the chicken pen, and he's got this rat. And I tell you now, how the hell he killed this rat, I don't know. It was absolutely massive. I'll show you in a bit. It's the size of the bugger. Big fat thing it was. And now I seen it twitch, so I bump on the headlight. So I'd give it the coup de grace. I mean, we're talking, this is still, when we get out here I'll show you how fresh it is, because it's still moving all its muscle. He's only just killed it. So he looked at me, and I looked at him and went, you bugger, you killed Roland. Yeah, so message to Lavender and Leeks there, Kater. Roland's dead. Mr. Mouse, who's in your shed, you could do with a cat like I've got here. Honestly, it's a stray cat. He sleeps sometimes in the compost bin, and he's always hunting around my plot. It's a perfect place for him to hunt. I mean, the apple orchard, the orchard down the centre of the plot, it's like pet cemetery. That's where this rat's going to go. I'm going to stick it underneath one of my new trees, and obviously fertilise the tree and give it some, you know. But these squirrels under there, these rats, these wood pigeons, these voles, these mice, unbelievable he is. But it keeps the little critters away. Like, oh, actually, that rat's learned by its biggest mistake. Honestly, God, the bloody rat's as big as the cat. It must have been one hell of a tussle to got it on video, I tell you. Yeah, anyhow, when I come there, they had it round its throat. They were like, it finished wriggling. That was it. It was gone. Yeah, so it's just outside my chicken coop now. Anyhow, he looked at me and he buggered off into the field. He normally drags them down to me to here. He drops them just outside the greenhouse door when I'm in here. And I think what he probably would have done there, he would have actually come up to the front of the plot and dropped it at the door, because that's what he does. He's terrible. He's forever killing bloody wood pigeons. That's his favourite prey. he stalks them, and he can wait. He can stay there for half an hour, not move. My next door neighbour's got a compost bin at the front of his plot, and he's there, and he sits there. And I wondered what he was doing at first, and every day he'd go to this particular spot, and he'd just sit down and he'd just look at the compost bin. And I walked past him, and I'm looking at him, and he's looking at this hole in the side of the compost bin. And whatever, I do know what it is, what's living in there, the little voles. And these voles are as crafty as he is, because they make sure they know he's there for some reason, and he knows they're there, and it's like a standoff with him. And he's there all the time. You normally see him just up there, just sat in the grass looking at him. He's even tried to get on. He was sat on top of the compost bin, looking down, hoping that they'd come out so he could grab him. What a cat! Yeah, so like I say, it's like a pet cemetery here. I just hope the buggers don't come alive like they did in that film, Pet Cemetery, as we'll be in trouble. Honestly, it's killed about a dozen of the things. Yeah, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to grab the camera off its stand. Oh, by the way, like I say, as you can see behind me, these flowers here, now, I walked round the allotments this morning, honestly God, I can't say a single, I've seen one flower on one plot, and it was hanging in for dear life. Look at these lot here. Geraniums. Absolutely, they're doing on. I took them out from behind the pond. There's still a few more there what I need to take out, and I'm going to bring them in the greenhouse. And if you look as well behind me, there's a shelf there I put up. Paid £2 for that shelf with the brackets on a car boot the other day. I actually got it to put over one of my radiators, and Mrs said, "Oh, I don't like that." So alright, stop off, I'll go put it in the greenhouse, and it's just sitting there nicely. There's 5 little rosemary plants on top of it. I've got all my herbs inside the greenhouse. They're going to stay in here now. So let's whip the camera off and show you what we've been doing. Well, they're the herbs. That's the mint, parsley, thyme. This is the rosemary. Yeah, look at them. Loads of little flowers still on them, and it's even still coming. So I brought them in, and there's some leeks there as well. It might be too late to put them leeks in, I don't know. And then I've got a little shelf there with 5 rosemary plants on. I'll leave them in the greenhouse. I haven't bubble wrapped this up yet, this fig tree. Right, I took an handful of these carrots out. I pulled them out yesterday. Now these carrots are that big. These are the short variety of carrots. I don't know if you've seen them, like I forget the name of them, but I pulled an handful out, and yeah, that's what we're looking at. Oh, these are them potatoes. I just keep picking them off every time I come in, having a munch on them. I do like raw potato. Sounds a bit filthy, but yeah. Right, so here we go. This is from this container here. This is the back part of the plot. So from here, all along here is the back part of the plot. So I've had this thing now for just coming up, well, dead exactly three years today. These beans, they need propping up now. I need to put some stakes in. I might do that today. The beetroot, Swedes and carrots, they're doing okay. Broccoli is almost ready for picking. I'll take you around there in a minute. Here, me girls. Bet you're all waiting to see this, right? Well, we'll get around the other side, and I'll show you. It's just near the door over the other side. But my girls are there, they're just scratching away. Yeah, the water butt and the feeder there, I actually lock them up at night. I do know there's a lot of rats on here and what have you. This was one of the very first things I actually put on the plot, this little shed. And would you believe it? The day I put it on, that was the first time I was robbed. They come on, and they managed to take the Makita drill and the screwy gun out of the shed. Like me, daft sod, I left them in overnight. Yeah, come back 6 hours later and they were all gone. There's my rhubarb here. This rhubarb's crazy how it's come up along the back here. It's doing, I've never seen out like it in your life. Like it's November the 26th, for God's sake. Oh my God, look what I can see down there. Hang on, see if I can scan into him. Bloody squirrels. 2 of them. You want to keep away from here, guys? Bloody squirrel there. Unbelievable. Sorry about the dodgy camera work. Yeah, just on the path it is about... They're not... That's about 50 foot away from me. There's 2 of them there. You've not noticed me as they've been legging it up into the field. Yeah, eating nuts they are, little buggers, and my bulbs. Yeah, look at them, they're not even bothered. They should do. Hey guys, not bothered are you? Eh? Not bothered at all. That is, how crazy is that? They're right bloody next to me. I'm talking, honestly, they're about 12 foot away from me. Very camouflage. There you are, look at that one there. What are you doing? Eh? What are you eating? Oh dear, what do you do? Talk about the wildlife here. I mean, you only have to pull the camera out. I turn around here, these are all the trees. They're normally in these trees here running along here. But can't believe how cheeky them buggers are there, right next to me anyhow. Leave them to it. These artichokes are doing really well. And here, my collies, they ain't got hearts on them, but I want them for around about, what, April. But I'll probably get them about February, the way the season's gone. These garlic here, there's 3 different lots of garlic here, obviously. There's about a week's difference between each one of them. And this, like at the very front there, I put them in about 2 days, 3 days ago, and they've already they've started to come through now. These have come through about a week ago. These were about 2 weeks ago. There's the other garlic here, the jumbo and the Marco. I've got quite a lot of garlic in here actually. Here's the broccoli. Absolute crazy, this broccoli. I bet you're going, where's this bloody rat? Where's this rat? We'll get into it. Look at this broccoli here. Absolutely crazy. Yeah, almost ready for taking that. There's another one there. Wait till they get a little bit bigger and I pull them. Celeriac's doing well. I don't know if you can see the celeriac down there. I've still got to remove these last plants here, and then I give it a bit of a hose all this duckweed out, and it should be right this for winter. The winter onions are doing alright. I did them 12 inches apart, but I've corrected that by putting another one in between them, so they're 6 inches apart, and they've started to come up as well. Right, here we go. Look at the size of this bugger here. Look at the size of that. That is one stunk. I mean, yeah, look at that. Look at it. It's still wibbly wobbly. Yeah. Still wibbly wobbly. Poor old Roland. You can see he's been mauled a bit. Yeah. So that's going straight underneath the one of the. I might put that underneath the Victoria plum. Look at the size of it. That is one hell of a fat rat, that. Yeah, I don't know what the hell it was doing here. There's nothing it can eat. I say, step over it. Yeah, my girl's there. And these, like I say, it's all these pots here all get taken up to the shed. I'll never leave them out. Obviously, because of stuff like this bugger here. Yeah, absolute horrid little thing. There's a few teeth marks there. Oh well, move that in a bit. Let's continue the tour. Like I say, most of this has all been turned over now. All the paths have all been resurfaced along the orchard here. I'm hoping all the daffodils start to come up. Now I have noticed on the back here, I don't know if you can see it, I'll just put the camera down. There's one. There's another. And another. These are tulips and daffodils all coming up along the back. They'll start coming up along the side shot. In fact, they are coming up. You can just see a couple there coming up. And that will happen on these 4 beds here. There'll be flowers all the way around the borders. I've got around about another 100 packs to stick in here. I've got not much room. I give 50 packs to the allotments for them to put in the planters around the site to make the place look nice. So, like I say, I'm not going to be able to use another 100 in here, so I'll probably use about 30-40 packs to cram in around these beds and around the pond. Crocuses, there's tulips, daffodils, and then what we'll do is give the rest of the allotments and let them do what they want with them. I have been sticking some in the we have this seed box where you put all your old seeds you put in and you leave them for other people, and I've been putting 2 or 3 in every day for people to help themselves. The trouble is, if you put them all in at once, what happens is someone comes along and grabs a lot of them, and it's not fair to everyone. So what I do is I tend to put a couple in and give someone else a chance, you see. And I tell them all that I've been putting them in, and they do check because they do go. But yeah, all this is all sorted out now. This is the front part, obviously. So this is what was done this year. Little raised bed there, and there's the compost bin here. Greenhouse, new greenhouse. That's full of lettuce inside there. Inside this coal frame now, I've got these raspberry canes. There's 5 of them in the pots, and they're doing really well. Like here, I've even got the poppies still coming up here. Whether they come up or not, I don't know. But like I say, it's Christmas. Got to think about this. Christmas it is. But inside these beds here, there's all around the edges here, are tulips and daffodils and what have you. And they're going to be a load more. I'm going to try and put about 3 rows, like 3 rows in all the way around, and in some in the middle as well here, in this bit here. And again, this bed here, I won't be putting them in with the strawberries, although I don't know. I mean, I don't think it's going to affect the strawberries if I just put them around the perimeters. You know, go around the perimeter. But when they die back, obviously they're going to need something in there to catch your eye. It's just going to look really empty and crappy. So I don't know. I might put some. I've got some crocuses in there. Some small crocus, but there you go. That's the plot. The wind's started up now. You can see the old Jolly Roger flying. Yeah, so over the last 3 years, it's been fun on here. So much has changed. This was a drawing. What I did here, all this here, the shed. Like I built it from my own drawing. I made my own drawings and I built it. Scaffolding planks. It's on an hard when I say an hard standing, it's on a paving stone base. That's what the floor is, paving stones. So like I say, I laid it out so I've got really big beds, and I basically turned this. I always wanted an orchard and fruits to grow fruit in this part of the plot. So that's what I've turned that into. That greenhouse there I'll be growing. I will be growing tomatoes, and I'll be growing chilies and what have you, peppers. And same with this greenhouse here. I'll be doing the same with this. I have got another greenhouse at home. It's about if you put these 2 together, it's about the same size. I don't do videos of my garden at home. It's better than this, trust me. My garden's absolutely lovely, but I want to keep it to my allotments. Plus, it's my missus. It's her garden. Like, this is my garden, her garden. We keep them separate. So she ever gets the idea to do a few videos, yeah, you get to see it. Unfortunately, like I said, I just want to keep it to me allotments really. But yeah, they're the girls. Last look at the girls, and then we'll go and get a shovel and get rid of this bloody rat. Just hope there's no more of them. Let's hope that was a female and it was a bait. Anyhow. C'est la vie. So there we go. 3 years in the making. Yep, 3 years in the making. See you later, folks. Bye bye for now.